Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day, happy Love Day. This is Whit Devereaux. I am coming on much later than usual, so I'm sure most of you all will catch the replay, which is fine. I just wanted to honor my commitment to going live and finishing up this series that God gave me on what love is versus what love isn't. Each day I've been trying to come on just to share a bit of scripture, and then also on the part where love isn't, I express some of the abuse and warning signs that people can look out for. If you do not know me and this is your first time listening in on a live audio and or catching me live, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Again, my name is Whit Devereaux. I am the author of Not By My Own. If you have not heard about it yet, you can check it out on Amazon or on my website, which is whitdevereaux.com. It is a book that is a Christian fiction novel based on some personal facts of my testimony in overcoming abuse, teenage pregnancy, anxiety, and depression. I also blog about overcoming and becoming one with God. Overcoming what? Overcoming abuse, overcoming low self-esteem, self-doubt, procrastination, even the fear of being alone, which is something that a lot of people struggle with, especially on days like today, Valentine's Day. It's like a lover's holiday if you are married, dating, courting, engaged. You might be looking forward to this holiday. But for those who are single and or recovering from an abusive relationship, you may not look forward to days like Valentine's Day or any other holiday for that matter. And when I was preparing for this live, of course, I'm going off of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, but I am also giving some different excerpts from my book, Not By My Own. And when I was looking over the book, Not By My Own, I saw that there were some significant occurrences around Valentine's Day for the character. The main character is Devereaux Sawyer, and then there is Bryce. And their relationship is one where the young girl thinks that she can change the bad boy from his bad boy ways. And of course, it ends up where instead of her changing him for the better, he changes her for the worse. So I'll go ahead and I'll start with what love is, first based on scriptures and the Bible. So again, I'm going to be reading from 1 Corinthians 13 the other day, which I believe I went live last on 1 Corinthians 13, and it was 3. I did that on Monday. Yesterday, you can go back and catch my live from yesterday. I talked about a new project that I am doing with a group of women called There's a Jewel in You Volume 2. So today I am back on track with finishing the Love Is series. So we'll go from 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. That's the NIV version. I'm fortunate enough to have, and I'll show this when I go live tomorrow, on one side I have the NIV version, and then on the other side I have the Message Bible. And the Message Bible is really good to break things down in layman terms, everyday language, so you can really understand. The NIV pretty much made it clear, but for those of us who really need it broken down, I'll go ahead and I'll read from the Message Bible. So love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut. Again, love never gives up. Love cares more for others than self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't stray. And so the scripture, 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4, is really lining it out. Now, if your love is not lining up with patience, whether you are on the giving or the receiving end, then you want to definitely check your heart and really think, like, are you showing love? Are you being love? I made a post earlier today. It says whether you are single, dating, married, divorced, widowed, happy Valentine's Day. But instead of trying to figure out what somebody's going to do for you or having an expectation from other people, why not be the love that you desire? And what I meant by that is sometimes we wait around for other people to do nice things for us, just expecting someone else to show the love that we feel we're missing or that we deserve. Well, why not be that love that somebody else needs? Why don't you go out and do something nice for someone? This is not just a romantic type of love. Like today I did something nice for my children. Took them out for a nice dinner, dessert, and all of that. After we had done all of the things that we had to do, I wanted to make sure that they felt special, were rewarded, and had some nice things that they could, remember, memories. That's important to me. And they actually made handmade gifts for me. Just showing love, being the love that you desire. So here in the text it's saying love is patient, love is kind. Well, if your love is not patient, your love is not kind, definitely want to do a heart check. Even pray and ask God to help you with that. Because especially if you are someone who has been abused and or been abusive, you might not have a good idea of what a healthy type of love is. So that's why I wanted to read from the scripture, because it tells us the healthy type of love, not any type of dysfunctional love, any type of crazy love. This is love that God has created for us to share between one another. And it's not just for husband and wife. In this passage, it's just saying love is patient, love is kind. So I need to be patient with my children. That's something that I always try to work on. Just being transparent and honest. Being kind, patient. It says it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. You don't have to go around patting yourself on the back. It's okay to be proud of yourself. Like a godly proud. But to be boastful, and especially if you're always trying to be the center of attention, put other people down to magnify yourself, that's not a good look. And quite frankly, according to the scripture, it's not love. A lot of times you hear people saying, self-love, self-love, self-love. I think it's a fine line between self-love and then being self-absorbed, where all you care about is yourself. I definitely believe that self-love is important. You have to love yourself. How can you expect anybody else to love you if you don't even love yourself and treat yourself well? Which in me overcoming my abusive past, I had to prioritize self-love and self-care, because that was definitely areas that was lacking for me as a result of being subjected to such unhealthy and toxic relationships. So this Bible verse actually goes on both ends, whereas the other ones, it just really talked about what love is versus actually listing out what love is not. So I'll keep going. Like I said, it probably will be on the replay when you all catch this, which is fine. Still drop your comments, your questions, any concerns that you have in the comments. Make sure that you are connected with me so that you can hear more about the book tour. I have an upcoming webinar on overcoming forgiveness, which I did a poll on earlier this month just to gauge people's interest. And I got a lot of good feedback that people are interested in overcoming unforgiveness. One reason that I wanted to do that, I actually did a blog on it on my website. So you can always check that out on whitdevereaux.com. And you can go to my blog. There I have a post specifically on overcoming unforgiveness and things and steps and tips and tactics that I used so that I could move forward, because unforgiveness was literally eating me from the inside out. It was affecting me not only emotionally and mentally, but also physically. So much so that I ended up in the emergency room with chest pain that was unexplained. After test after test after test, they could not quite understand why I was having chest pain. And I've never had a heart attack, but the best way to explain the feeling is just like somebody was squeezing my heart and they would not let it go. And all of that was induced by an issue and a circumstance that was surrounding unforgiveness, not forgiving a particular person, and getting so anxious and upset about it that I allowed it to take over, not only emotionally and mentally, but like I said, physically. And so I really had to take different steps in order to forgive, of course, spiritually, but also in the natural. It's great to pray and it's great to believe and all of that good stuff, but we also need to put some action up on that. So I couldn't just say that I forgave and I was still harboring the feelings and the emotions attached to the situation. I had to literally let it go before it wound me up in a bad situation. So I'll be releasing information on that to my email subscribers. So make sure that you are on my site, whitdevereaux.com, and you subscribe to my email list. Also have the book tour going on, which if you are in the Chicago area on March 3rd, will be at the Beverly Library in Chicago. So you can check that out also on my site. And then just a little excerpt from my book, and I will let you all go. In my book, if you haven't read it, I used to write poetry back when I was 17, 18 years old. And a lot of the poems that I took from that time frame, I put into the book. So there is a poem that the character sits down to write. Devereaux Sawyer sits down to write. And it's actually around Valentine's Day. And so it was so significant to me that I wanted to share it with you all. And the poem is called In Love. This love so pure, love that'll endure life's struggles and hard times. Even when at times we feel we're losing our minds, love will guide us down the right path to a place where true love lasts. And let us know that nothing we did was in vain. And we'll realize that no, we're not insane. We are just in love. Now, during this whole scene, Devereaux was in love with someone who she was trying to change. And it's never a good idea to go into a relationship trying to change an individual. People change because they want to. They surrender their will to God. They do the work to make a difference in their lives and to change. They don't just change because we want to change them. And so in her mind, she was in love. But the situations between them were all but loving. And we know just from the scripture that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. But the situations all throughout this book, once you get it, you will see that the love that they thought they had for one another was not healthy. It's not in alignment with the scripture. It's not in alignment with what God says is love. And so we always want to make sure that we check it against, like, any time somebody says they love us or we saying that we love somebody else, we need to check and make sure it lines up with what God says love is. All right, guys, so that is my message for today. I will catch you all tomorrow during my lunch hour, which is 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can go ahead and share this when you come out. I'm sure it will bless somebody who needs to hear it. Be encouraged today. I know, like I said, for some people, Valentine's Day is kind of a rough day, while other people, everybody's excited. And, I love love. Definitely love love. So I hope that everyone is having a safe and blessed day, a blessed holiday, and that you are being the love that you desire. You all have a good night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.